And welcome to the 123. I'm Frank, and we have a new thing. I'm going to put it out there. We're asking for snacks. I'm asking for snacks while I do the show. We have a QR code that you can give us snacks. I'm good with this. And I don't know why I put it that way twice, but it did that. Anyway, this is the 123, and tonight we have, of course, the brand new Dynamite. And if you're tuning in on the East Coast, that means you're going to be watching Dynamite in, actually, East Coast or West Coast, doesn't matter. Because if you're watching it in the West Coast, then it is going to be at 5 o'clock. And usually that's when I watch it. And so we do this show. It usually runs about 30 minutes before I get to the superstar of the week is almost always going to be if there was a possumness over the weekend or something like that. We're definitely going to cover it because it's especially somebody like Jeff Jarrett, who is a how do I have no visuals and I'm getting I'm getting QR code scans. That's weird. Anyway, I'll have to find out about that, and hopefully I'll have a snack budget. That would be really cool. I already started out with some gummy bears, so thank you in advance. Anyway, if you hadn't heard, Jerry Jarrett, who is a massive promoter in Memphis, Tennessee, with Jerry Lawler, who incidentally is still recovering, passed away. Don't know when he passed away, but it was announced yesterday evening that he passed away. It's possible because of that. I don't know if Jeff Jarrett was scheduled to be in action, but obviously because Jerry is his father, there's a good possibility that he'll be mourning. Will probably not be available for a little bit of time. Jerry Jarrett was Jeff Jarrett's partner, Jerry Lawler's partner at one time, and has done a real prolific amount of promotion in the wrestling community. And so let's get to it and talk about our superstar of the week, a promoter. We're going to find out if he was ever a wrestler. I'm not sure if he was. But let's talk about Jerry Jarrett. It does say he's a wrestler, so maybe he was a wrestler for a bit of time. He died at 80, and it was reported that he had passed away 11 hours ago. He died on Valentine's Day. And Jerry Winston Jarrett, September 4th, born September 4th, 1942, was an American businessman, professional wrestling promoter, and professional wrestler. Along with his long-term business partner, Jerry Lawler, Jarrett was a key figure in the history of professional wrestling in the mid-southern United States. Described as a wrestling genius, he was inducted in the National Wrestling Alliance Hall of Fame in 2009. Jarrett founded the Memphis, Tennessee-based Continental Wrestling Association in 1977. In 1989, Jarrett merged his promotion with the Dallas, Texas-based promotion World Class Championship Wrestling, creating the United States Wrestling Association, which Jarrett sold to Lawler in 1997. He made another foray into promoting in 2002 when he co-founded NWA TNA with his son, Jeff Jarrett, selling his controlling interest to Panda Energy International later that year. Jarrett was born to Christine Teeny Jarrett in Nashville, Tennessee on September 8th, 1942. His parents divorced when he was 3 years old, and to support Jarrett and his sister, Christine began working as a ticket vendor in the Nashville Hippodrome for Nick Gulas and Roy Welch, the promoters of NWA Mid-America. Over time, Christine was given more responsibility by Gulas and Welch, and by the early 1970s, she was promoting shows on their behalf in Indiana and Kentucky. At the age of 7, Jarrett began selling programs for Gulas and Welch. That's cool. So like a cute kid. Want to buy a program, mister? After receiving a hardship driving license at the age of 14, Jarrett began promoting professional wrestling events. I've never heard of a hardship driving license. That's interesting. Wow. Began promoting professional wrestling events, renting buildings, advertising shows, constructing the ring, selling tickets, and stocking refreshments. He worked as a promoter until enrolling in Peabody College. Upon graduating in 1963, Jarrett spent 4 years working with the Murray, Ohio Manufacturing Company as a purchasing agent before deciding to pursue a career in professional wrestling. He began working for Welch and Gulas as an office assistant and became a referee by default after a referee no-showed. While working as a referee in the 1960s, Jarrett decided to become a professional wrestler. He was trained by his friend Tojo Yamamoto and veteran wrestler Sailor Moran. He wrestled his first match in Haiti, Missouri in 1965. After debuting, Jarrett formed a tag team with Yamamoto. Jarrett spent his first few years of his career performing primarily for NWA Mid-America between 1970 and 1976. He won the NWA Mid-America Tag Team Championship, once the NWA World Tag Team Championship Mid-America version once, and the NWA Southern Tag Team Championship Mid-America version 10 times. Jarrett also performed for Gulas Southern Eastern Championship Wrestling promotion, holding the NWA Tag Team Championship in 1975. In 1977, Jarrett founded the Continental Wrestling Association. In addition to booking and promotion, he also occasionally wrestled. Jarrett and Yamamoto became the inaugural CWA World Tag Team Champions in July of 1980, losing the championship to Austin Idol and Dutch Mantell the following month in 1985. Jarrett briefly wrestled under a mask as the Hawaiian Flash. Jarrett formally retired in 1988, although he broke his retirement in the mid-1990s to wrestle on a number of occasions for his United States Wrestling Association. In the mid-1970s, Jarrett and his mother began promoting professional wrestling shows on behalf of Gulas in the Memphis area. After a dispute with Gulas in 1977, Jarrett opted to break away and found his own promotion, the Continental Wrestling Association. With the support of Buddy Fuller, Jerry Lawler, and Jarrett's mother, Jarrett built the CWA into a successful promotion, staging events each Monday that regularly sold out the Mid-South Coliseum, and airing television shows each Saturday morning on WMC-TV in 1981. NWA Mid-America folded due to competition for the CWA and Gulas selling his territory to Jarrett. In 1979, the Freebirds wanted Jarrett to allow them to play Freebird on their entrances. They first tried it in the Mid-South Coliseum along with twirling the house spotlights, so Jarrett became one of the first promoters to use music and videos to promote his roster of wrestlers. In 1984, Jarrett entered into the talent exchange with Bill Watts' Mid-South Wrestling promotion. Jarrett and Lawler advised Watts to bring more young performers into his territory to attract younger generations of fans, especially females, since they bring their boyfriends to the shows. In 1988, Jarrett entered talks with Vern Gagne, owner of Minneapolis, Minnesota-based American Wrestling Association, about the potential merger. After the talks were abandoned in 1989, Jarrett instead entered into a merger with the Dallas, Texas-based promotion World Class Championship Wrestling to create the United States Wrestling Association. The United States Wrestling Association began promoting shows in Tennessee and Texas in 1989, with Jarrett aspiring to take the promotion national. In 1990, WCW withdrew from the USWA after a revenue dispute, folding shortly thereafter. In 1992, the USWA began a talent exchange program with the World Wrestling Federation. In the mid-1990s, attendances in the Mid-South Coliseum had fallen sharply, and in 1995, Jarrett sold his stake in the promotion to Jerry Lawler and Larry Burton. After stepping back from promoting, Jarrett worked as a consultant for both World Championship Wrestling and the WWF. In 2001, Jarrett put together proposals for an acquisition of WCW, calculating that he would return the company to profitability by aggressively cutting costs. The company's assets were, however, acquired by the WWF after its programming on TBS and TNT was canceled. I didn't know that he actually tried to buy WCW. That's interesting. But it was also that there was no programming, so which is why, because all he could do is sell the trademarks at that point, or like anybody who's buying, they'd just be getting the trademarks. After the sale of World Championship Wrestling to the World Wrestling Federation and the bankruptcy of Extreme Championship Wrestling, the North American professional wrestling industry lacked a viable competitor to the WWF, which Jarrett attempted to fill with the formation of NWA TNA. On May 9, 2002, the Jarretts announced the formation of J Sports and Entertainment, the parent company of NWA TNA, a professional wrestling promotion that began airing weekly pay-per-views on demand on June 19, 2002. In October 2002, JSE sold 72% controlling interest in NWA TNA to Panda Energy. Jarrett remained part of the NWA TNA management team until departing in late 2005 over a dispute about the direction of the company. In October of 2005, Jarrett introduced professional wrestler Oleg Pradis to World Wrestling Entertainment. Pradis was fired by WWE and went on to wrestle for them as Vladimir Kozlov. After stepping away from professional wrestling, Jarrett operated a construction company and an international television distribution company. Jarrett had 4 children, sons Jared Jr., Jeff, and Jason, and daughter Jennifer. Like the Jays, Jarrett became estranged from Jeff in 2005 after disputes about the running of NWA TNA. They reconciled in 2015. He was married to Eddie Marlin's daughter, Deborah Jarrett, and died of esophageal cancer on February 14, 2023, at the age of 80. And he is, and Jerry Jarrett, our superstar of the week. Now we're working on currently I've been going through the archives, and eventually we're going to start putting the archives up in Anchor, and also probably try and do them with some of the pictures. I've been working on them, or they may not be the full shows, but some of the shows. One of the shows that we definitely want people to, I would like people to see, is Jason Brown from Arrow Wrestling. He's a really interesting guest that we were able to have. Also, we have the first coverage of the first show ever done in Saudi Arabia, and the boycott of that show at the same time. So we do have that. We also, I think, have the editor of Talon Marks working with me on the coverage of the Greatest Royal Rumble because of the comments that he made originally. That was the first time that women were allowed to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. So there's a couple things that we have that we aired at Cerritos that I'd like to be able to share, and I'm working on that right now. Should be really good. Hey, if you want to help us out, one way you can do that is go on to tpublic.com/store/gaming hyphen FIXX. That's go on to tpublic.com/stores/gaming hyphen FIXX. And there you can get yourself a mug that'll say the 1, 2, 3 on it, so you can have your I don't know, whatever you want to have in your cup. Not my call. You coffee, or maybe a nice adult beverage, or whatever you're looking to have. Also, we have shirts for about $20, and all of those sales go to support us, and we really appreciate you doing that. We have the showcase shirts as well, and we're going to start putting some more shirts out there, probably more statement shirts and such. Kind of didn't get to the Valentine's Day stuff, but we're working on that. And but yeah, you can help us out. You get about $4, I think it is, for $2 to $4. And stay tuned. We're going to have some announcements because the Gaming Fixx website is right now being worked on and should come online. Hopefully, we'll get it going on sometime in March. And that should be really good. Now we're going to look at just do a little bit of looking. I guess we'll start on Raw, because I watched a lot of Raw. Actually, maybe we should start at SmackDown. SmackDown has the story that everybody's looking at. Yeah, let's look at SmackDown. I haven't, as of yet, been able to record CZW. I told it to record it, and it seems to I think it's recording the older episodes, so I still haven't been able to look at the new the new CCW stuff. But as soon as I do, I'm going to try and cover that. And of course, we had a longer Superstar of the Week this week because Jerry Jarrett is was such an important figure in wrestling. Let me look up. Um, let me see if I can find CCW just to make it even. CCW stands for Combat Zone Wrestling. I'm trying to find the TV here. There's one. Yeah, there's that. Let me look this up real quick because I do want to make sure. I want to help out people, or not people, but promotions that are just starting. I want to start doing local ones too. Let me see. I think CZ. Here we are. Supposed to be on Reels. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's MLW, Underground Wrestling Reels. MLW. Sorry about that. And I'm setting up the information so that I can get it here because. Okay, so that's Underground Wrestling. I don't know here. I believe this is where. Okay, so it's every Tuesday, 10 Eastern, Pacific time. So Pacific time would be 7 on Tuesdays. Okay. It looks like they have 2 different shows. And they have a lot of so I don't know. So every Tuesday Eastern time, and I didn't see it come up yet, so I'll have to see what we can find and try and get that out to you. But let's look at SmackDown. I'm just going to do the highlights of SmackDown today. And I'll try and get this done. Oh, that's right. We do have a pay-per-view this weekend. Want to get that figured out too. So let's see results. Yeah, results. So look at the Bleacher Report, and February 10th. Where did Jey Uso's loyalties lie? It was a question on the heart of Friday SmackDown. As the bloodline waited with anxious anticipation for the right-hand man to join brother Jimmy for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship defense against Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Did Jey show up? Did he do enough to sustain his and his brother's historic reign as the top tag team in pro wrestling, or did Strowman and Ricochet capitalize on the uncertainty surrounding the bloodline to score the win? And Paul Heyman's attempt at stopping the bleeding within the bloodline backfired at the top of Friday's SmackDown as Sami Zayn interrupted and sent a message loudly and clearly the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, does not have to worry about Cody Rhodes because he's going to beat him next Saturday in Montreal at Elimination Chamber. This was not the same kind of promo as Heyman's Instant Classic with Rhodes Monday on Raw, but it was still very good and presented Zayn as someone more confident than he has been in months, ahead of a premium live event marquee bout. The crowd loves Zayn, so there was a promo by Paul Heyman, and it was good, as they almost always are. Brock Lesnar and I conquered the Undertaker streak at... Okay. He said he didn't know that the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, raised an idiot. It's the reason for our existence. It's why we're here in WWE. Heyman said of the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, it's the tribe of which Roman Reigns is the chief. Then we had Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus Hit Row with Lacey Evans dominating. McIntyre Sheamus squashed Hit Row, and Evans submitted Harris. Backstage, Jimmy Uso repeatedly called his brother throughout that he may have to defend the tag teams by himself, setting in. And then we had the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Usos. And the Usos defeated Ricochet and Strowman to retain. Then we had Ronda Rousey return and attack Natalya. The women's tag team action, Jay and Sammy. So she returned to SmackDown on Friday night, interrupting an in-ring promo segment between Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And was anything but thrilling. Yeah, I heard this wasn't a very good promo. And then Morgan and Rodriguez defeated DeVille and Green. And then in the parking lot, Sami Zayn caught up with Jey Uso and admitted that he may not know how things end with the bloodline and Uso, but he acknowledges the right-hand man, and they fist bump. Fatal four-way contender number one. Oh, fatal four-way number one contenders match between Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, Madcap Moss, and Santos Escobar. And the winner was that Moss defeated Mysterio, Kross, and Escobar. Wow. So they're really pushing Moss. That's weird. And that was the main event. Or they just did it differently. I don't know. Then we had now we have Raw. And Raw results. There. This was the go home show for Elimination Chamber. see. Becky Lynch and WWE official Adam Pearce already in the ring. A replay shows WWE Hall of Famer Lita coming into the ring to take out Dakota Kai and Io Sky so that Becky Lynch could defeat Bayley inside the steel cage match. A loud Becky chant kicks off. The man has come around to Brooklyn. Lynch welcomes everyone to Monday Night Raw. She dressed spiffy and brought Adam Pearce, who gets some booze, even though it felt great to beat Bayley in a steel cage match last week. She gives a shout out to Lita for the help, who gets a chant. Lita forgave her for being a weirdo last year. And so basically it ends up being that it'll be a three-way match between Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. That was really the standout. They had an elimination contract signing between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Piper Niven versus Mitch and Mia Yim. And Piper Niven won. It's always a trudge. Cody Rhodes at some point beat up Baron Corbin. I was watching it. I'm not really sure why that happened, but it did. So this was the go home show. And there was a conversation between Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. And so looking to see if there's anything really cool, but not really. So now I think Corbin was talking smack or something and he got chased down. And tonight we have AEW Wrestling. Also, while I am looking at our final card, I wanted to mention that we had here we are. So this something should be pretty good. We'll see. Go to events. Laredo, Texas, tonight. So 30 minutes after the program. Well, we're a little over 30 minutes, but you get the point. They don't have the Rampage of Laredo. Trying to find the card, and it's not coming up. It's weird. That didn't come up. It's under watch. I don't know. Nope. Wow. I can't get the card. Someone in their infinite wisdom decided that it was a good idea to have it so you could see the card. It's under news. Is that? Yeah, here it is. Okay, cool. I can get that bigger. Come on, picture. Wow, no. No, we can't. Lame. All right. So we're going to have a Texas Tornado match between the Blackpool Combat Club and versus Preston Vance and Roosh. Hangman Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. That does not sound good. I do not want to see that, really. And then we have a head-to-head ROH World Tag Team Champion Mark Briscoe versus the Technical Beast Josh Woods. Then we have a three-way dance between Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Ruby Soho and Tony Storm. Adam Cole will speak. Wardlow will sit down with JR. Those are pretty good interviews usually. Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus ROH World Six-Man Champion. ROH World Six-Man Championship Brian Cage. I did not know he had a title. That's interesting. 8-man tag. All-Atlantic Champion Orange Cassidy. The acclaimed Anthony Bowens and Max Caster and Daddy Ass versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Saddam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt. I think that might end up being somebody else. I think it's a good possibility. And contractually obligated, MJF has to go to Laredo. Just because he probably doesn't like Texas. And then looks like the main event is the Texas Tornado. Oh no, that's the Texas Tornado match. Is the one with Roosh versus Claudio. That should be a really good match. That's probably going to be our main event. Or they'll start with something else. They might do Mark Briscoe as the main event. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I said I don't know what they're going to do with Jeff Jarrett since he just lost his father. We'll see what happens with that. Our elimination predictions. I'm going to say probably Brock Lesnar is going to defeat Bobby Lashley. I think more than likely Roman Reigns will defeat Sami Zayn, although it would be really cool to see a Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes match for the title. I think I'd like to see that. I don't think it's going to happen. And the women's elimination chamber, I don't know. It's really weird. It doesn't seem like I'm not really interested because so far they don't have anybody who's like just a really heavy hitter. Ronda's doesn't look like she's going to be in it. Becky doesn't look like she's going to be in it, and Bayley doesn't look like she's going to be in it. I'm pretty Charlotte Flair is one of the holders of the championship. Bianca Belair isn't going to be in it because she's also the other holder. So I don't know why I would watch it. Men's Elimination Chamber. I think I'm not sure who else. Probably be Seth Rollins, and it's not really for Shad. It's just for the United States Championship, and most of the people that are going for it, they don't need it. I think Montez Ford would be a good person to maybe put it around, but we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, go enjoy Dynamite. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody.